All right, so here's the lab. This is where we do all of our inoculations, our culture work, agar work, any sort of isolating genetics from cloning mushrooms is all done here. And all of that requires very sterile conditions. So what I've done is I've built a laminar flow hood, which consists of a fan blowing down and then pushing clean sterile air out of a HEPA filter, and the HEPA filter scrubs and cleans airborne contaminants 99.99%. So it's very sterile, and it keeps our contamination rates down very low. And what we do is we inoculate bags, which these are the bags of different species. Reishi, I got some reishi growing there. That'll get put into the greenhouse. It looks really cool, actually. The reishi grows like this, like little antlers, like this. And then once they get real long, about right up here, I'll cut the tops off of the bags, and then I'll introduce them to fresh air and humidity in the greenhouse. And we grow all of these bags will colonize. It takes anywhere between 1 month to 4 months to full colonization, depending on the species. And then that will get loaded into the greenhouse. And yeah, all the spawn that we use to inoculate the bags, we put it in the bags, and then it gets tumbled into this customized dryer tumbler. Pretty basic. The heating element was taken out, and little insulation padding was put on the fins, and that's it. We just tumble the bags, put them on the shelf, and then they colonize, and then they get put into the fruiting room. So yeah, that's the lab. It's about 600 square feet, and we do about 400 to 500 bags a week, which yields about anywhere between 350 to 450 pounds per week. And that's where we're at right now on this expansion. Okay, so here at Mindful Mushrooms Farm, we utilize alder sawdust as a large portion of our substrate to grow the mushrooms on. And then we grow the mushrooms in a 40-foot shipping container, this guy here. And when you come in to the room, there is an intake fan. There's an intake fan that runs down the entire shipping container for optimal fresh air exchange. And this is where we grow the mushrooms. There's some oysters growing up here. And we got some of our lion's mane. And we have some chestnuts and piopinos and shiitakes. And this is our outtake fan here. And this whole shipping container is connected to a high pressure misting system that runs all along both sides, which gives the room about 90 to 95% humidity. You also want optimal fresh air exchange, so it is a constant, balancing act of getting enough fresh air exchange and enough humidity at the same time. Hey, my name is Riley with Mindful Mushrooms. Today we are making a dish by roasting some mushrooms. One of our favorite ways to make them is by chopping them up into chunks and then putting them in the pan, mixing it with some olive oil, some herbs, some salt, some pepper, and then you put your oven at 400 degrees, and then you put it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes, flip halfway through, and then you got yourself some really beautiful roasted mushrooms. Right here I have shiitake. Shiitake is an umami, buttery, garlicky flavored mushroom very healthy. It's one of the only alkaline mushrooms. So the more we eat, the more alkaline our body is, and bacteria, viruses cannot thrive in alkaline environments. So it's a really good mushroom for your immune system. And then I also have piopinos here as well. Piopinos have like a crunch-like texture and a nutty, almost sweet flavor. So it's a really nice additive to a meal if you want to give it some crunch.
Crispy texture, 15 to 20 minutes in the oven at 400 middle rack. This is your result.
And then what are you going to do? You're going to add that to a dish?
We're going to add it onto our polenta blackened tofu collard dish with dino kale and Parmesan cheese.
Yum. Show me how you do it.
Right there, baby.
Yummy.